me! Not touch me!
Your father's behavior is problematic.
You're mad again?
What's wrong with you? Yeah, well, I don't know why he's my problem now.
Maybe he's losing it, and this might be the only opportunity you have.
Hey, Bunny, me know say you are ready. Me did this a run little joke.
Mom, I don't even know where to start.
Baby, just start where your hand can reach.
Wow, that kind of connected somewhere. Thank you very much for staying with us. Let's get ready to see a sweet story unfold on the big screen. Sugar Dumplin is one of those powerful short films about love and family, starring the legendary Oliver Samuels and the multi-talented Chantal Riley. It showcases the emotional journey of a daughter trying to reconnect with her father, who is battling dementia. And this morning, we have the incredible team behind Sugar Dumplin: lead actress and executive producer Chantal Riley, producers Natanya Barracks and Denisha Prendergast, and writer and director Tristan Barracks, to tell us more about this film. Good morning to both of you, and good morning to our guests online. But let's start with you. First of all, I deliberately did not want to see the trailer before, and I think maybe I should have seen this trailer before, because I don't know why, but it kind of took me, and I'm not an emotional person like that. Where did this story come from? Where did you pull this story out of the ether? Let me ask you.
Right. So our writer and director, Tristan, who we have on Zoom, creator of the story. So, you know, he has, through like life experiences, you know, came up with a story. So a lot of what we do for Mid-Career Productions, we really center around family-centric, authentic stories.
Yeah.
And really, it sprung off of another project that we have, and so we really wanted to create a short film. And you know, the essence and the inspiration of it has come from you know, my relationship with my father, and hence we call it Sugar Dumplin.
Because I was wondering if it is a case of, is it one story or is it many stories? Is it the story of, for instance, second-generation Jamaicans living in North America, having their, you know, their elderly parent? Where did you have to go to find that character?
Well, unfortunately, not too far and not too deep, because I watched my grandmother pass away with dementia. That was my mother's mom, and she stayed with us at that time. And so I had that firsthand experience watching my grandmother and watching my mother take care of her as she declined. And so, you know, watching the family kind of come together and do the best that they can in order to support her. And, you know, my mom and her sisters and brother, you know, making the decision to, you know, submit her to a home because it just got too burdensome for everyone, with working 9-to-5 jobs and everything else, you know, to make that decision to bring her to a place to have full-time care. So didn't have to go too deep, unfortunately, but yeah.
Let me ask Tristan, who joins us via Zoom. Tristan, can you kind of take us into the writing process, the actual taking the story from an abstract concept and putting it onto paper?
Absolutely. Thank you for that question. I think, you know, as a filmmaker, as a creative, you want to be able to write what you know, right? That's one of the things that many people teach. And what I knew was being raised by Jamaicans, being around Jamaicans all my life, loving food and using food as sort of this tool to bring people together. And so for me, when I was writing, I was really writing from the perspective of answering this one question, which is, how do you love somebody you don't like, right? We all have family members that we may not really like, but we have to love them, right? And out of that, we were able to build the story. And so I was really, really staunch on making it authentic and making sure that the patois, the language of patois was represented in a pure and authentic way. And I think we really did a great job on that, especially with Oliver. I mean, you know,
I was just want to ask you, what was it like directing Oliver, who is an icon? Well, I know people of my age, we grew up watching him on TV. What was it like directing him?
It was surreal. You know, I grew up and I was introduced to really like the authenticity of Jamaican culture through Oliver at Large, because I was born in Canada, raised by Jamaican parents, raised as a Jamaican, but in a lot of ways, when Jamaicans leave and go to foreign, if you want to say, a lot of the sort of the childish nature, just the jovial nature, kind of gets put to the side because you got to survive, you got to figure things out. And so Oliver was my first sort of window into seeing my parents let their hair down and just reconnect and fall in love with their Jamaican roots. And so for me, it was surreal, because that same person that introduced me to my roots and my heritage was now in front of me saying, Tristan, just direct me, just show me what you want me to do. I'm yours to mold. I said, what, me? Mr. Samuels? And so it was just an amazing experience. He was so gracious with his time and a savant, artistic savant.
Danisha Prendergast is also joining us. Danisha, how you do?
Boy, I'm exhausted with the work, but I'm so inspired and grateful to see conversations really happening around dementia awareness during this time.
Definitely. Why was this story important from your perspective to tell?
To be very honest with you, I didn't have any kind of purview into this conversation around dementia prior to this film. When I onboarded as an executive producer and really looked at what we have in front of us, we have a cultural icon from the Jamaican community who lives in the hearts of all people all over the world, who's touching on a topic that nobody talks about, that so many people are dealing with. And so for me, it was only common sense to see how this film could be used as a tool for social impact. And that's exactly what we're doing right now, creating a new kind of model, because this is a totally self-financed film. And so we have this very novel opportunity to kind of do things a little bit differently, to show people that film is not just entertainment. Film can be used in a lot of different ways across industries to heal and to forward, important conversations.
Absolutely. Natanya, I want to talk about a little bit about this casting process, because I think you got everything spot on. Tell us a little bit about your process, how you went about. Did you go about, I need this type of person, or I need this specific person?
Yeah, brilliant question, because we filmed the film in May, but originally it was supposed to be filmed in October of the prior year. And so, in casting Desmond, the main character, Ebony's father, we were looking for authentic. We see so many films that come out and we all, the path was not right. And so that was critical for us. So unfortunately, we had to delay production because we couldn't find the right person. And then through conversation, we came upon Mr. Samuel's contact. And
Sorry about that, go ahead.
sorry, we came upon Mr. Samuel's contact, and we were like, he is the perfect one, but how dare we, be so audacious to ask Mr. Samuels to be in our film? And of course, he took it. In terms of the rest of the cast, again, with Ebony, it was great. We already knew, Chantal was our Ebony. In the nurse, our small Ebony is played by our daughter, Zion Barracks. So the cast came together really well.
One thing I love in this show, and I mean, your eyes, Chantal, they tell a story in every scene. And just from the little that I've seen, look, like your eyes are so expressive, and it makes you feel like it's a very real thing to you. And I think that, I don't know, did you know that she had the experience?
So, Chantal is also a dear friend of ours as well. And so a part of who Mid-Career Productions is giving, people a chance and an opportunity to shine. Chantal is our star, and so she is, and so it wasn't a question. We knew, Chantal was Ebony. Tristan could attest to that. My husband, by the way. So yeah, it was a no-brainer.
When are we going to see this at Carib?
So we are having our premiere on Sunday, February 23rd. At Hope Gardens, Sunken Gardens. It starts at 6 p.m., 6 to 10, and we do have a VIP reception for VIP ticket holders.
Okay, how does one attend, or is it like exclusive or like?
Absolutely not. So you can purchase your tickets online at sugardumplinfilm.com. You can hit up our socials, Sugar Dumplin Film, and yeah, come all. You know, definitely. It's going to be great. We do have some special guests. We have the Ministry of Health on board, Health and Wellness. We have the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sports. One of our sponsors, Blue Maho Capital. So thank you so much for your support.
I'm hoping that the film commissioner will be there. I think we need to push the Jamaican film industry. And I just think it's a wonderful project. And so I'm glad to support it. I'm glad to give it, you know, the attention that it deserves. Tristan? Danisha, thank you very much for joining us as well. Tristan, by the way, you can tell he's a film producer. Look how perfect his set is. Like, great audio,
proper.
great visuals, great lighting. Like, it's so
Hey,
typical.
my mom and my dad are watching this. I can't come on. I have to come on proper.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you very much for joining us. Many thanks to Chantal, Crystal, Natanya, and Nanisha for joining us this morning. Sugar Dumplin, it premieres this Sunday, February 23, at the Sunken Gardens in Hope Botanical Gardens at 6 p.m. So go check it out. It's time to take a break. There's more Sunrise after these messages.